So Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist, neurologist, and a Holocaust survivor. Now, while at the concentration camps, he got to view the sufferings, the hardships through the lens of a few important questions as they relate to life. And that investigation led to a few important lessons. Most of them are given out here in the book, Man's Search for Meaning. Highly recommended, gives a good, explains fairly well on the topic of living a fulfilling life. Um, so a few of those lessons. First one, success should not be pursued. Now, let's say you're having some work to do, and that work will lead you towards some fame or towards some earning you a good amount of money, you think. And that is your final objective. And that final objective is how you're defining your success, that you get fame or a good amount of money. The issue is that the more you are aiming at that final objective, which is the success for you, the more you're aiming at that, the more you're going to miss it if it doesn't happen quickly enough for you. And the more you're going to miss it, the less motivated you will be to continue with your work, and the greater will be the chance that you will abandon the work altogether. So the right strategy here is that you become so deeply attached, so much passionate about the work that you do, that success becomes immaterial to you, that you don't care about whether or not that work you're doing will lead you to fame or will lead you to earning a lot of money. You only care about doing the work because you're doing the work just for the sake of the work itself. You're doing it because you're absolutely passionate about the work you're doing. So that strategy, when you apply that strategy, you will stop caring about the success. And Viktor Frankl writes that success will happen in the long run, and it will happen precisely because you stopped caring about it in the first place. So that's an important lesson. The second important lesson is the freedom, the last freedom that cannot be taken away from you, no matter what. And that is your decision on what your attitude is to a given set of circumstances. All of your wealth, property, freedoms can be taken away from you. Your freedom of expression can be taken. You can be in the harshest, toughest of the realities, and yet there will be the one freedom here that nobody can take away from you. And that freedom is your decision on what attitude you will have to a given set of circumstances. So even under the toughest of the realities, you can use that freedom to have a positive attitude and have a positive outlook on life. So here Viktor Frankl talks about some prisoners in the concentration camps who, even under those toughest of the realities, would go out and comfort others in the concentration camps and give away their last piece of bread to those who need it. So even under those circumstances, they decided to have positive. They decided for positivity. So that is a strong emotion, such a strong emotion. When you know that there is someone out there who loves you unconditionally, and you are aware of the fact that there is someone out there who loves you unconditionally, that can help you go through the toughest of the circumstances, the harshest of the realities. So here Viktor Frankl talks about his wife, and and how in the toughest of the realities he would often contemplate to the image of his wife. Now the fourth lesson here is about two wrongs not making a right. Now that is such a basic concept, yet I feel that there are so many people who completely fail to understand it. Now you may have been treated wrongly in the past. Injustice may have been done to you, but there is zero sense, zero logic in you mistreating others and doing injustice to others in the society and feeling justified in doing so because you know that you have been mistreated badly in the past. That's just not how it works. And if everyone were to do that, if everyone who has been treated badly in the past were to treat others badly and feel justified in doing so, I feel that that would be a good recipe for the collapse of the society. And here Viktor Frankl talks about one incident where he and his friend were walking through a field, and and they and Viktor Frankl tried avoiding walking through young crops, and but his friend did not care. He said that he wouldn't mind, and he said somewhere along the lines of hasn't enough injustice done to us already. His relatives have all been killed, and why should I then worry about destroying some young crops? And that obviously did not make much of sense. And Viktor Frankl said that only through a slow process could these men be guided to the commonplace truth that commonplace truth about two wrongs not making a right. The fifth lesson here is about finding a meaning in the life. Now, the central theme of existentialism, as Viktor Frankl puts it, is to live is to suffer, to survive is to find a meaning in your sufferings. Now, living a life, you have to endure some sufferings. A life with zero sufferings is just not a reality. Now, to make sense for you to suffer, it is important to find a specific purpose, a purpose a purpose where you are creating a space where you are not replaceable. With that purpose, you solve the existential crisis of your life, and that purpose, that space can be, let's say, be your family, or you can also have that space through your profession. You can be a doctor specializing in a specific area that no one else specializes in. That is also can be a space where you're not replaceable. So having that specific purpose will help you go through the sufferings of the life and will help you live a fulfilling life.